Hey, it's Aaron, and today I want to talk about the all-new 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 9. So this is Hyundai's three-row electric SUV. If you saw my review of the EV9 from Kia, this is the same platform, but it's Hyundai. Very, very nice vehicle. Like most Hyundai vehicles compared to Kia, it's a little more upscale. Very, very nicely done. It's comfortable, spacious, has all the ergonomics you expect of a usable three-row, and it's surprisingly well priced. So you'll start this in the S package, which will run you about $60,500. That's to start. That's the MSRP. Most people are probably going to be buying the SE model, which is going to be a little over $64,000. That's a good balance of what's included for accoutrement plus, just the price tag that you're paying for that. When you get into the top end, you're in the performance calligraphy design, and that's about $78,000. And the rest of the packages fall somewhere in there. Most of them are over 70. But the SE at 64 and change, or the SEL at about 68, those are kind of where most people are probably going to gravitate on this vehicle. That's a good price range. You consider the average vehicle right now is about $51,000, new vehicles, and as far as consumer purchasing, and then consider that most SUVs in the three-row category, they're starting somewhere in the 45 to 50 range. So this is not bad at all. What you're looking at is either rear wheel or all-wheel drive. You can get, no matter how you get it, it's about 422 horsepower and has roughly 335 miles of range per the EPA. Real world, you're going to be somewhere around 300 most of the time. That's pretty dang good for how big this vehicle is. The third row is small but usable. It is not a huge third row like you would get in a minivan or something, but it is a good size third row. It's bigger than a bunch of the other options in the smaller three-row market. So really well done. This is introduced this year. So this 2026 is the first model year for this. The one I drove was not a production vehicle. It is, so the pictures you're seeing and stuff, I do have to give the caveat that it's a pre-production model, but almost nothing will change. If anything does, it'll be tiny little details. The vehicle's not going to change too much from what it is. So if you go with the base model for the Hyundai Ioniq 9, you're going to be looking at a pretty well-stocked machine as a base level setup. So it's not going to have everything everybody wants, but it is a good starting point. With that, you're getting some 19-inch wheels, which look pretty good, LED lighting, headlights and so on. You're getting a power lift gate, rain sensing automated wipers, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The screens are already large, 12.3 inch for the driver and 12.3 inch for that infotainment screen over there. A wireless phone charging spot, all of that stuff. So you're getting pretty decent starting package right there, plus a host of safety things, blind spot warning, adaptive cruise, and all of that stuff. So lots of nice stuff just to get started. Now, most people are probably going to jump up to the SE or SEL. The big difference between the S and the SE is going to be the SE comes with all-wheel drive. You can't get it on that base S model. You have to go to the SE to get it. It otherwise just changes the passenger seat in the front to electronic power operated adjustments. Otherwise, that's the only upgrade you get. Then, when you go to the SEL, which I think is where a lot of people are going to end up because they're going to want a few extra things added, that's going to add your rear automatic braking to add to the safety, parking sensors on the sides instead of just front and back, the 360-degree camera, which makes a vehicle of this size much easier to maneuver in small spaces. You get some interior ambient lighting. You get ventilated front seats over the top of the heated that comes in the base model. You get a heated steering wheel, that adds up, and you get beautiful 20-inch wheels. So the 20-inch wheels do not change the ride quality that much, and they are a big upgrade to this vehicle in terms of the looks. So those are the kind of things that most people are going to be looking for, and that's why I think this is the package most people are going to land on. If you don't feel like you need those things, the SE package is probably where it's at. Then you have a limited and calligraphy and so on. So really good packaging on this vehicle. Hyundai's pretty good at that anyway. And then it just drives beautifully. It's a great vehicle. You won't even think about it being electric until you go and plug it in. It comes standard with an NACS plug, so it comes standard with a Tesla style plug. You can get adapters for it. Hyundai even will even sell you one at the dealership. And yeah, they're just really well done vehicles. And then it's a great design that follows what I think electric vehicles should be doing, which is you make a vehicle that happens to be electric. Instead of making an electric vehicle, so you got to go all space age and do a bunch of and show off technology and whatever, just make a good vehicle that happens to have electric propulsion instead of a gas motor. That's really all you got to do, and you will sell them. Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis, they've done a beautiful job of creating good, usable electric vehicles, rather than trying to make these space-age time machines with a bunch of, looks like an iPhone on the inside and whatever else. They don't do that, and that's why I think, that's definitely why they're my favorite. And then this one is beautiful. If I was cross-shopping this with the Kia EV9, I would probably gravitate towards the EV9 purely because it is cheaper. It's basically the same vehicle, but it's a little bit cheaper, and I don't need the kind of poshness of the Hyundai model. But if you want an upscale style vehicle, here you go. The Ioniq 9 is awesome. So yeah, that's what I got. This has been Aaron, 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 9. Talk to you again soon.